I'm, let's say, very glad to be here, and I can meet so many suppliers in one go, so we can share experience, we can share ideas, and of course, move forward. So it's a really fantastic opportunity for me. So I would like to thank the blending solution that they provide me these opportunities. So now, so many things already been told, and the most I don't want to repeat. So basically, I will try my best to add some value to this discussion. Hope you will follow me on this. So some background. Again, maybe you know ABB better than us, but let me say, so we know exactly to whom we are talking here. So this is our business, and supply chain is mirroring our ABB business model. So we have a business area in the electrification, in motion, and robotics, as you know. Maybe you're already working with them. And today, and what I'm representing is supply chain for the process automation. That is one part of our business also Matteo was talking about. And this is a good opportunities for you. So we are talking about an opportunity with the vendors specific for this area. Right, but we have a lot of collaboration. ABB way is in such a way that now every business, every division has the control of the business, but we're still working together. So you always have to think to be a supplier for ABB. That's very important to keep in mind in case, in the sense of new opportunities for you as well. And today I'm here again, let's say, really as responsible of supply chain for energy part. That's also important to understand with whom we are talking here. So again, let me just introduce myself a little bit. So my name is Enzo, I'm Italian. I'm based in Switzerland, and I'm 20 years old. In the company, of course. Yeah, 5, she's a baby, so okay. So, and yeah, I worked for ABB last 20 years. I really enjoyed this journey with the company. And just for information, I worked in Finland, China, Italy, and 8 years here in India. Great journey. And now 5 years in Switzerland. So it's really great to be there. So in our global supply chain team, what we have automation and electrification business. Maybe some of you are already engaged with. And we have divided in hubs. So we have 5 hubs across the world. And we have now, since this year, a new, most important global business line. When Karin is there, and she will, of course, talk about this business, we have the excitation part of the business. So those are the team globally looking after the supply chain for us. Of course, we have a global supporting teams. And why I want to introduce this is very important for you also while giving the business card. So those guys, some of the guys are there, they're supporting the global team in terms of procurement. So that's the team that usually do the global contracts, agreements, frame agreements, and so on. They will support and will leverage the business to do their activities. Just to tell you, last week we met some of the supplier Global One, not only for the commercial part, of course, but for the engagement, and some are also present in this room today. So it's really nice to see same suppliers again from different angles. So what do we do basically? So we do support the business, all this automation and others, in terms of the integrity, number one. So let me repeat again this word you have seen many times. So we are responsible that this process, supply chain, across all the business line, follow some integrity steps. We set up the processes, how the supply chain should happen, and we will provide the tools, of course, and we will also enable those guys, as I said, giving some category support globally. We work with some special project like the adaptive one. And of course, we support people in terms of trainings and knowledge for the supply chain part. So that's the context, the basic rules. So let me now, of course, sorry, I forgot, but we have the OPC team. So we have globally supporting across PA, complete division area with OPC teams. We have a team here in India that maybe you already met with Arun. We have similar teams in Europe, in Czech with Renata. We have transport and logistics, as well as we have the indirect spend. So we have an OPC team supporting across all the division, not only for energies, that are working in our supply chain. That's the way we are organized. So very small agenda, don't get scared, it's just 2 points. So we will talk about sustainability. This is new factors you already heard, but now what about supply chain sustainability? What we expect from you? And then the next, I will give a high-level view regarding our processes, how you should do business with us, right? And now we basically come to a sourcing. And I hope I can answer one of the questions I hear from the tables, how we can be really partner. What does it exactly mean? And practically, yes, we can talk, we can share ideas, we will partner together, but where is the shaking hands? How we can do this? And I will tell you, so I will consult you today. if you want to have a long-term business with ABB, I will tell you today how to do it. It's very easy. So maybe if you can stay with me for a while. So supply chain follow the global strategy. Marco Trascinelli also was talking about this in terms of transparency, integrity, and we are really in this sustainability new journey. So what we will do, we will enable low carbon society, we will promote our social progress, and we will reserve resources. These three things is very important for us, and we want this also from our suppliers. So today I will leave a little part of this, but because it's very important to pass the message, I would like to talk about the social as well as the low carbon, because it's a new trend, right? So in a short way, what it is very important for you to understand, if we engage and we have a long-term agreement with you guys, as well as you want to have a long relationship with ABB, you should come on board on our sustainability journey. Your carbon footprint sometimes can be also bigger what we are doing at the moment. We are doing last year so many things in terms of products, enable our customers, as well as our facilities to reduce it, but still this part is missing. And we saw this, so it's very important that now you are with us on the journey, not only for the CO2 reduction, but also for the other elements. So I will give you let's say two big targets that you have to keep in mind, that those will be in the future also something that is a kind of minimum requirement to have business with ABB, because this will be the decision factor for us in the future. So the number one is about low carbon supply chain. So we have a target in ABB, and this is very clear, this announced this year. So this is for supply chain, not only for ABB. We would like to have 50% reduction for the 70% of our spend. So this is a big part for us. So we would like to have by 2030. So this means that we would like to reduce 50% our supply base, what you emit today. And we will start a huge program regarding this from this year. It will be a journey, and we go only with strategic vendors. Well, we cannot do this program up to 2030 for a spot buy, of course. So strategic vendor, like I hope you are, we will work on this together, and you will see that we will come soon with activities and asking you to support our journey in terms of reduction. Most probably we have a tool in mind, but not yet decided, so this will come and be with the supply chain slowly. Second part is about responsible sourcing. Especially in India, this is a topic that needs to be discussed. So we have a program regarding this, that we would like to have 80% of our supply base in the risky area, with some risky also type of supply, that should go through our sustainability supply-based management program. So this means that we will identify the risk, we will support you to understand how to fix these kind of programs. And this will be, it's a program already running in ABB since many years now, and we will keep doing this, but the new part is now we go to 80% of the supply. So this means that we will engage the sustainability part from the very beginning. And then of course, we have this conflict mineral. We intend to be conflict mineral free. For most of you, maybe you know the 3GT part. So that is the program that is running, and you have to be over there. So these two important messages I want to leave to you regarding the sustainability part. It's not just a speech here. It's something that comes practically. So you will be invited to be audited. You will be invited to provide information regarding material. You will be invited to adhere to our journey on the CO2 reduction. So it is some activity that is coming, but it's must to have, not only for ABB, but I hope it will bring values as well for you. So good. Now very quickly, and this is I think the tip that I would like to give to you, how to make business with ABB. So first of all, I will explain our supply base. You are maybe no better than us, but I will give also some inside view of a supply chain, so you can understand the different process. You connect the dots, as we said before. So it is a relay cycle. So vendors come in and go through a process. I will tell you what is this process, what is meant for, right? It's not just for fun. It's not to fill out some formalities. So number one, we'll do the registration part. So registration is, okay, this is a new supply, maybe not you in this area, but we would like to have a new suppliers. This is applicable for everyone. We will collect information, your profile, general information, and we immediately start to understand, are you with us on the journey on the supplier code of conduct or general purchase terms and conditions? This is very important. This is referring to the 2 points that I said before. Are you willing to be aligned with our vision regarding this? If it is yes, of course, we do also screening about your company. We see if it is anything on the sanction party list or maybe the trade part. If there is no OSTA, if there is something that we have already some duplication, we do some specific check, and the registration output, it is 5-minute job, by the way. I'm not talking something that is days. 5 minutes job, the output of this will be you get registered or not. So then you start to be potentially candidate to be a supplier to ABB. But it's not the end. So the next we go to the qualification. Here we start the hard part of the job. For all the supply, no exception, we have an integrity check, we have a sustainability check. This can lead to, as I said before, to an assessment if there is a risk. We will have a quality and operational check. This can lead to financial assessment or a process audit if there is a risk. And we have, if you are a contractor, so you go on site and you make activities on behalf of the ABB, we have additional checks in terms of health, safety, environmental, and subcontractor management. So it's a must for all the vendors. What is the output of this process that is online through our SAP Ariba sourcing module that is a collaboration tool with ABB? I hope you are already aware regarding this. The output will be qualified, not qualified. So if you are not qualified, no way, you are not an ABB supplier. If you are qualified, then you will get registered and you will be available for all the ABB companies that I showed you before. Then you will become a qualified vendors for ABB across. But that's the nice part. It comes along with the score. You are qualified with the score, risk score. So in this case, it's red, is negative. So the higher you are there, the more risk is there. So we need to take care of this. And this information will come into the cycle. So the better you are organized in terms of integrity, sustainability, quality, and everything else, the better or lower risk you will get. So what's up after that? We start to have a business with you guys, and you should know, transparently, because we have to talk about some transparency. We will score you all the time. We will do evaluation of your performance. And we will do for many vendors. First of all the suppliers that have a certain good threshold, means the big part, 60% of our volume, but also for big orders. We always, single orders, we evaluate you in terms of quality, delivery, your delivery time, your quality, the commercial, the technology. Again, some answer to the one of the table or some 10 cents there. It's not only price. It is also price, but it's not only price. And I will come to this point again. So we score you, right, in terms of performance. This is internal scoring. It's not you. It's not that you asking information from you. We saw the evidence of the working with you guys, how easy it is to have business with you, and you get scored. And then when this happens, of course, if there is a low score and there is a high risk, we start to have an audit, right? So we would like to plan an audit, especially on the process. And again, you will be scored on the audits. Hopefully, we will solve all the gap because we don't want you lose on the way. This is a really long journey. We don't want people. We do the audit to improve your situation. If there's any gaps according to ABB standards, so then we go into the score. You will be scored after this. That is usually can be remote, but as well as on-site kind of audit. And again, it's depending. If it is contractors, it will be much heaviest one. If it is not a contractor, then we have a standard audits. And then you get the scores. Is it the end? No. We also have a risk. This is nothing to do between us and you. It's a third party. This is real-time information about your companies, your area. We got information on real time. If there is a tsunami somewhere, if there is a political issue somewhere and your factories are there, if you have some bad media advice, so if anything is there, we got information on real time, and this will immediately will raise your risk level, right, as vendors, and we have to work with you, understand what's happening over there. So we monitor also in real time, not only in these cycles. Important to understand maybe for you, the qualification stays usually 2 years, then we have to requalify, very easy process, because only gaps will be closed. Then you don't need to provide additional information. I say max because if you have an ISO certification expired for us, it's not 2 years, it will be as per the ISO certification, the qualification part. And then if it is a contractor, it will be less, of course. So, but usually it's 2 years. Performance we do every year. So you will get scored continuously on your performance. The audit we will do once every 3 years, if this is the case, if there is no big risk. Risk is every day. So this monitor risk is on daily basis. What is the end of the journey? Of course, is the classification. At the end, based on all these factors, and there is no, let's say, feelings here. It's really how you perform, how we measure all the output. You will be, for all the vendors, classified as preferred, approved, conditional approved, or maybe, in the worst scenario, to be desourced. So we tried all the best. no performance or too much risk, and this is not an ABB supply, right? So basically, this is the journey, and this classification is again on yearly base. You can be scored on yearly base. Okay, so sorry, it was a very long, but maybe makes sense for you to understand the entire cycle. Why we ask something, and what is the output. By the way, in terms of transparency, with the new model, you will receive every single step where you are. We will communicate to you clearly exactly what is your score, and the reason why, and what are the gaps to be solved. So having said that, so if I put all now this circle in a line, that's are the three things, right? So we have the onboarding, the monitoring part, and the classification. And this is supply-based management that we discussed. All this story is leading us, the first part, as I said, is global ABB. You will be an ABB supplier. You don't need to do this twice if you want to work with electrification, robotics, or anyone else. This part of the classification is really business related. So it's classified, it's preferred for me, right? Because I evaluate your job, I will do my audit, and this is different. But you still are ABB supplier, you will be in the process automation. But all this, the classification part, lead to us to the execution. So here I decide to whom I want to do business. And the rules are very clear in ABB. For our jobs, you need to be part of supplier list. We select some, for any quotation, any jobs, we will have select a list of the suppliers. And these suppliers are based on the classification part. If you are preferred vendors, you have to be on the list. You have to be, it's a must. You need to be inquired. This is what our rules say. If you are approved or conditional approved, you may, right? But it's not a must, but you may. If you are not, means you are on the lower scale, you should not. So it is a compliance issue. We don't do business with you guys. So what you do, it was also the request coming back to you in terms of business opportunity. Did you have the job because you are approved? No. Then we go into supplier selection. So all these vendors shortlisted need to compete based on many criteria. It can be price once, but I can tell you, we go for the total cost here most of the times. We have a competitive bidding rule in place. So this means that we evaluate the vendors in a very transparent way. You will see it not only on the price, we have a categories. It sometimes can be deliveries more important, sometimes can be quality, sometimes can be only price, right? But we will have a clear competitive bidding rules. You will be competing with your peer with the same level of quality and other things, and then you can win the job or not. So basically, the recipe, if you want to have continuous order with ABB, be competitive and be a very good company in terms of everything I said. Quality, sustainability, integrity, and so on and so forth. That's very easy if you want to have a business with ABB. There are not so much to add. As I say, it's a common process. Keep this in mind. This is an opportunity. Why this is an opportunity? Because at the end, if you really think, we are a big buyers here. ABB, for the third party, not talking about transport to logistic or indirect or financial transaction, nothing like this. ABB, not internal transaction as well. We buy annually 14 to $15 billion of material. And for our process automation, we are around 2. So I don't want to say it's a kind of, it's an opportunity, right? It's not just to have a stick and carrot kind of this. If you do this, then you have, this is an opening door, working with ABB in this way to a potential business of a part of this $2 billion, of course. If you're a preferred supplier of great categories, I can tell you it's a huge opportunity. So having said that, I think I finished this. If there is any question, please feel free. And I hope we can start or continue this journey together. So thanks a lot for your attention.